Monsoon as a season is much awaited for relief from the rising temperature of summer. But as we soon realize, this monsoon joy turns into nightmare. I want to now take you through one by one of how there are states across the country that are not just reporting heavy rainfall, but serious impact because of it. Take a look. Maharashtra, one of the worst affected, at least with the heavy rainfall, though the cities are not as worst affected, but there is Nashik. There are other areas and districts in Maharashtra which are reporting heavy waterlogging and as an impact that of massive inconvenience to its people. But just adjacent to Maharashtra is the state of Gujarat. It has already reported more than 70 lives lost. Heavy waterlogging, flood-like situation. Our reporters are on the ground to tell you about what the citizens' suffering is from the state of Gujarat, where Navsari is currently the worst. Even in Uttar Pradesh right now, because of heavy downpour in areas like Bijnor, the ground reports that are coming are of waterlogged towns and cities. What is about the drainage system which is so poor, and who is answerable and accountable for that? Let's now take you to the hill state of Himachal Pradesh. What you're looking at in the state of Himachal, yes, there are cloudbursts and there are landslides, but how much of it is natural and how much of it is man-made? Poor planning, infrastructure, constructions, illegal constructions that are on, adding to the chaos and commotion and to the destruction of our beloved mountains in the hill state of Himachal Pradesh. Take a look now at our ground report of all these states to actually help you assess what our states are facing through beyond just the rainfall that it is, but when it gets heavier than 20 centimeters, continues for 2 to 3 days, when there's a landslide, what happens on ground? Take a look. Monsoon fury across India. From Himachal Pradesh to Kerala, monsoon mayhem has swept many states of the country. Incessant rainfall is leading to flood-like situation. It has been raining continuously in Maharashtra's Nagpur for the last 48 hours. Rivers in the region are in spate. The Ambajari barrage is overflowing and 3 shutters have now been opened. Water is being released from the Chatakpur and Haranbari dam, leading to flooding of low-lying areas in Nashik. Eight people are dead after a wall collapsed due to incessant rainfall in Gujarat. The heavy downpour wreaking havoc in several areas of Gujarat, including Jalalpur and Navsari. 4 shutters of the RG2 dam in Rajkot were also opened to manage the inflow. People staying in low-lying areas are being evacuated and rushed to safer places. In the state of Uttar Pradesh, many towns including Bijnor are facing waterlogging on the streets after a heavy rainfall. In Bijnor, police posts, schools and roads are inundated. The hill town of Manali in district Kullu saw heavy downpour last night. This bus station in the popular tourist destination is flooded with water from the nearby drains, and streams are flowing in. Bureau Report, India Today. So let's begin one by one. The state of Gujarat is the worst affected, with at least 70 lives lost right now. Many are being rushed for evacuation and to safer shelters. What does that mean? As we take a look at these visuals, remember, we are looking at the Narmada district, which is right now inundated, the Karjan river around it as well. Take a look of how people in waist-deep water have to pass through streets. There are people who have been in these flooded areas, have been left to fend for themselves. They've been then rescued by the officials. The rescue and relief operations have been on. But these are not just the outskirts of cities. Even within the cities, there has been massive flooding that has been reported. So our next report will be coming in from the state of Gujarat. So the cities that are inundated, villages that are submerged in the state of Gujarat. What does that mean? Remember, specific story that I'm going to bring to you now will be about the destruction that is being witnessed. Take a look at this. Banana fields that have been completely destroyed, and this is in the Narmada district where these popular banana farms have been completely flooded. The Karjan river is also overflowing right now. These are absolutely tragic visuals because remember, these destroyed bananas were being loaded while on trucks. Farmers are trying to save as much as possible, but this means hundreds of farmers have suffered losses worth crores of rupees. They were expecting a bumper profit this year after the COVID pandemic because remember, these banana farms are used not just for domestic business but also for export. But right now, with the dam that was opened, the Karjam Dam, 9 gates that were opened, and the cusics of water that was also released was high in number, leading to submerge of this banana farms. Now, there is an appeal that the farmers have brought forth, and we would also like to put it out on India Today. They are appealing to the government to compensate for the successive losses that they have faced. My colleague Saurabh Bhaktania gets you this ground report. Listen in to what the farmers are saying and listen in also to the ground report by my colleague Saurabh Bhaktania.
We are right now present in Hajarpura village of Narmada district, and behind me are the visuals of banana farming over here. Very famous for it, but currently you can see the entire farming land completely submerged into water. Let me tell you that here there is a Karanj river on which there is a dam, and due to heavy rainfall in Gujarat, all the 9 gates of the dam were completely opened. The villagers were not given any information, and let me tell you, over 2 lakh cusic of water was removed from that particular dam after all the 9 gates were opened, and all the water was flown into the entire banana farming land. Here in the visuals you can see that complete farming land of this particular banana farming is submerged into water, because of which the farmers over here have faced heavy losses.
पानी तो इतना ज़्यादा आया, लगभग करजन डैम से इतना पानी छोड़ा कि अचानक 2.5 लाख क्यूसेक, इतना पानी पहली बार डैम बनने के बाद पहली बार इतना ज़्यादा पानी छोड़ा उन्होंने, और अचानक पानी आ गया पूरे खेत में, केले के खेत में पूरा पानी घुस गया, और करोड़ों की इस गांव की बात करता हूँ, हजरपुरा गांव में ही लगभग 15-20 करोड़ का केला है, उसका नुकसान हुआ है, 15-20 करोड़ का.
From Narmada district to Navsari in the same state of Gujarat, here as well, it's not only about the farmers who are suffering these tragic losses, but on the roads, people are facing massive inconvenience. My colleague Dev Kotak now brings you this report from Navsari. Flooding that has taken place in the border area from Navsari to Vansda district, damaging roads, causing massive inconvenience to people who have to wade through waist-deep water to even reach another location. The state highway of Maharashtra and Gujarat is partially shut due to the traffic snarls and the inundation and flooding. Remember, these are not just roads, but Gira waterfalls in the Dang district also is overflowing after Ambika river crossed into floods in various parts of Navsari. And India Today is the only channel to even possibly reach this spot, only because you as a viewer can get an update on what right now these areas are looking like. Take a look by this report by Dev Kotak.
After the last 3 to 4 days of incessant rains in the state of Gujarat, normal life was thrown out of gear, as you can still see behind me. Currently where we are in the Navsari district near the Vansda National Park. This is the border area that connects the Vansda district to the Navsari districts of Gujarat. You can see with how much difficulty are people going. Long traffic snarls and serpentine queues and very heavy traffic, as we can rightly see on our screens at this point in time. The kind of difficulties that people have had to face. Some had to walk barefoot through this waterlogging. Also, there are some police officials and government authorities trying to help out in terms of easing the traffic. However, the situation leading towards the Dang district doesn't particularly seem to have improved. If we can point out to the visuals of that bridge out there, that how it was damaged because of the very heavy rainfall in the last 3 to 4 days. However, a red alert still continues to be issued until the 15th of July in the whole state of Gujarat. The next few days will be extremely crucial. We don't know whether the red alert will subside and will the water levels recede. The flood situation in the state of Gujarat has definitely not improved in certain places. Behind me you can see the Gira waterfalls in the Dang district of Gujarat. This is the Ambika river that caters to Navsari, and Navsari gets blocked and also gets flooded mainly because of the water from Ambika river and the Purna river. It is sort of sandwiched, which is why Navsari in Gujarat expected the worst kind of floods. It is still reeling under the effect and is trying to overcome it. As you can see how ferociously the water is flowing and also very fast, having risen above the danger water level mark. However, let's only hope that the situation improves given the time to come, and things definitely get better for the people in Dang district, Valsad, Navsari and other parts of Gujarat.